Deputations, presentations, petitions, and public meetings. I believe we have one petition being presented today. Dina, could you please introduce our speaker?
Thank you, Worship. Through your Worship, we have the WBRA President Faye Ego here to present a petition. Faye, please turn on your video and microphone, and your presentation can last a maximum of 10 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I do want to say I'm very sorry to hear of the outbreak of COVID, and I wish all well in a speedy and swift recovery. So yes, my name is Faye Ego, and I am president of the Wasaga Beach Ratepayers Association. I'm here today to submit a petition on behalf of 1,145 taxpayers who have signed it online or in person. The petition requests that the town of Wasaga Beach hold off starting construction of the Twin Pad Arena Library until 2022, leaving the opportunity to assess the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic until the end of 21. Due to the pandemic, construction has already been delayed until the spring of 22. And as we near the end of 2021, well, we know very well what impacts it has had. The concerns expressed by our citizens in the petition comments have proven justified, as we see inflation on the rise, construction material costs increasing, labor and material shortages, increased taxes, and still no sign of any provincial or federal grants. All this as we face the fourth wave of the pandemic and no clear end in sight. Our association, we did make this same request at the Committee of the Whole meeting, December 15th, 2020. At that time, our treasurer, Mr. Peter Gribben, commented, "Council shouldn't be increasing expenses and should delay the library arena until funding becomes available." I spoke on behalf of the WBRA and voiced our objection to the 2021 budget, as Council voted 6-1 to proceed on the arena library build at a time with no economic certainty and COVID a big factor. We believe this petition is the primary collection of views on this project from the general public. It contains hundreds of comments by citizens of Wasaga Beach who signed it. Many are seniors on fixed income who are worried about bearing the cost of this project. Many are simply concerned with the timing and the uncertainty caused by the pandemic. What they all have in common is the desire to be heard and have their concerns taken into account by their town council. We urge council members to read the comments and be sensitive to the very real fears their constituents are feeling. We ask that you proceed with caution as the COVID pandemic continues to unfold, and to be willing to reprioritize spending on the project as circumstances change. Our official online petition contains 899 names and addresses. Due to a change in the privacy policy of the online petition company, 121 online petition signers have had their verified names and addresses withheld. An additional 25 people have signed the paper version of the petition. We have included all the names in our submission, as we feel it is important to share all the comments. At this time, I am taking the opportunity to read to you just a few quotes from the petition, some quotes. "Without government support, the taxpayers of this community cannot afford to repay $31 million in debt plus another $30 million in reserves over the next 10 years. Out of control spending, tax increases during the pandemic. Shame on Wasaga Beach Council." Another quote, "I do not believe that this decision was made fairly. I do not believe the current Wasaga Beach Council is being transparent." With our minimal tax base of permanent residents and cottage owners, a project this size, using taxpayers' money without knowing the final impact of COVID, is irresponsible. Only a small portion of our residents would even utilize this enormous site. Until we see numbers of how much this pandemic is going to cost us taxpayers, please pause the $60 million build for now. It's a tourist attraction to millions and is the longest freshwater beach in the world. Condos, libraries, and arena does not attract tourists. And the final quote I'm sharing. I do not agree with the funding model, as it will place a heavy burden on our working class for the next 30 years. Wasaga Beach is made up of mostly seasonal businesses, retirees, and pensioners on fixed incomes, and is only recently attracting a younger residential population. If government funding is not available, then waiting is a viable option, especially considering that under COVID-19, construction will be more expensive. We pay enough taxes, and this project is not a must. Push it off into the future. End of quotes. The petition reads, the Wasaga Beach Ratepayers Association believes that the town of Wasaga Beach should hold off starting construction until 2022, leaving the opportunity to assess the impact of COVID-19 until the end of 21. If you support pausing the Twin Pad Arena and Library project, sign this petition. Please use your Wasaga Beach address if you are a non-resident property owner. Wasaga Beach Town Council has voted to move ahead with the construction of a $60 million ice rink and library facility, despite being denied government funding of $39 million for the project. All the money will come from Wasaga Beach taxpayers and residential development charges. The town will take money from current and future reserves and borrow over $31 million to be repaid over 30 years. The reserves will be rebuilt by taxing property owners. The new facilities will operate at a substantial annual loss, which will be covered by taxes. It is a great time of uncertainty for the people of Wasaga Beach who have to pay for this project. There are seniors on fixed incomes, businesses closed or operating with reduced revenues, people living on emergency response benefits, and many on unemployment insurance. Those who are financially secure now can't be certain they won't be affected in the next wave of the pandemic. The timing of this project has been questioned by them in letters to the mayor and on social media. Even enthusiastic supporters of the new facilities have questioned the timing. The town says it is in sound financial shape and can afford to build now. But how can we be sure we won't need that financial strength to see us through the pandemic and extended recovery? Will our residents be able to afford the basic necessities, let alone paying for a massive new hockey rink and library? We ask them to sign the petition to let council know you want them to hit pause now. And sign they did, to the tune of 1,145 taxpayers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Faye. You can mute and turn off your screen now, please. I do have a motion here. If I could have a mover and seconder to that council receive the petition from the Wasaga Beach Ratepayers Association pertaining to the Twin Pad Arena Library construction for information. Could I have a mover and seconder, please? Councillor Kinney, Councillor Wells, all those in favor. And that is carried unanimously. And I will just take this opportunity for the residents who are watching. We have explained on numerous occasions, all information is on the town's website. But unfortunately, there is groups in town who continue to publicly share inaccuracies. And I tend to think that that's where some of the fear is coming for some people who are saying, we can't afford to do this. While the Wasaga Beach Ratepayers Association has indicated that their treasurer has run some numbers, I can tell you that our own town auditors and our own professionals here at Town Hall have done their job, and they have openly many times shared that we are in great financial position to continue moving forward with this project. So again, just encouragement to the public to get your information from factual places like Town Hall. Our treasurer is here, and all the information is on the town's website. So with that, we will move to comment